This looks like a job for Superman.
Guys, I'm bringing the party to you.
Hulk! Smash!
Who is Spider-Man? He's a criminal, that's who he is. A vigilante, a public menace. What's he doing on my...
Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to exit the donut.
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
A little fight here. I like that. I'm Batman. And here we go.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Hero Talk, where we talk about all things superheroes, from movies to TV shows to comics and everything in between. I'm your host, Trey Mitchell, and I'm joined here by my co-host, Josh. And Josh, we haven't been here for a while, so it's kind of nice to be back.
Yeah, it feels good to be back.
It does. So, now our first piece of news could be a little spoilery for Thor Ragnarok, so if you don't want to have any information on the movie, I guess just come back, and I'll put the times in the bottom in the description of the video of when we talk for each topic, so that you don't have to hear this if you don't want to. But so that is your spoiler warning. So Thor Ragnarok will indeed adapt a Planet Hulk storyline. Startling details on the God of Thunder's new look has been revealed. So JoBlo.com has another fresh batch of Marvel Studios scoopage today, revealing tons of details about what we should expect from Thor Ragnarok. For starters, they mentioned that the God of Thunder's mission is going to revolve around him needing to find the ultimate weapon in order to stop Ragnarok from taking place. That could be another one of the Infinity Stones. It seems like we are going to get closer to it seems likely as we get closer to Avengers Infinity War, but we'll have to wait and see. Where things really get interesting, though, is when the site says about how Thor Ragnarok will adapt the Planet Hulk storyline. Apparently, we're getting something of a mashup between that and the Ragnarok storyline, with both heroes winding up on a planet where gladiatorial games are taking place. Who's in charge? Well, as many of you have already guessed, that will be the Grand Master, played by Jeff Goldblum. It's during the part of the film that the Hulk will don the classic Planet Hulk armor from the comics, something which promises to be an absolute delight to see on the big screen. It's Thor's new look, which is most shocking, though, as Chris Hemsworth will apparently be rocking a shaved head for some of the movie, as appearances, it's fair to say, will be vastly different for him. Tessa Thompson's Valkyrie, meanwhile, will be wearing war paint on her face, much like a Native American warrior. So, sounds like this news is good. Okay, sorry guys, something's in my throat today. But so Thor's gonna look different, and then we got some Planet Hulk storyline. So Josh, are you familiar with Planet Hulk and what goes on with it?
Not really. I'm more of a DC, so I know more DC storylines than Marvel. I've heard about Planet Hulk a lot. I know a little bit about it, like the Gladiator, kind of like a planet where gladiators fight or something like that. I don't know, but I'm excited for this. I really like this. Thor going bald is kind of weird to me.
Yeah.
It's going to be funny seeing Chris Hemsworth bald, but besides that, I really, really like this. I think they got a great cast. I'm very excited for Thor 3.
Yeah, I think it'll be... I can't really picture Chris Hemsworth bald, but I think that could be pretty cool. And then for Planet Hulk, yeah, like Josh, I don't really know a ton about it. You guys probably think we're idiots because people probably listening to this know more about it than we do. So we apologize for that, but yeah, I think it'll be cool. I think it's really cool that this is taking place in space, or at least for part of it. I mean, it's not on Earth, that's what I mean. So Thor and the Hulk being on a different planet than Asgard, I think it'd be cool to see Hulk just bashing people, Hulk smash, on kind of where it's like the Gladiator in space almost, is what we seem to believe with this article. And so we also got a little more news involving Thor, and this happened about, like a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. But the cast for Thor Ragnarok was announced, and Marvel Studios has announced the new cast members for Thor Ragnarok, with Cate Blanchett playing the villain Hela, a daughter of Loki and ruler of the realms of the dead, and Jeff Goldblum co-starring as the game-playing elder known as the Grandmaster. Tessa Thompson will play Valkyrie, the Asgardian warrior goddess, and Karl Urban will portray Scourge, the executioner and servant of Hela, who wields a double-bladed axe. The studio also announced that they will, what we already widely confirmed Mark Ruffalo will be joining Chris Hemsworth in his third Thor film and as Bruce Banner for the Hulk. So this news pretty much blew up Twitter for a little bit. Josh, what do you think about this?
They never confirmed Mark Ruffalo. This is the first time they're confirming Mark Ruffalo.
I guess.
Surprising. But yeah, so I don't know the characters that much. I mean, the cast is pretty good. Kate Blanchett, Jeff Goldblum, Carl Urban. That's a great cast, and Mark Ruffalo, of course. But I don't really know the characters, so I'm excited to see what they do. I mean, especially Carl Urban. I think he's he's kind of a newer actor that's very underrated. I think people like I think he's a really good actor. So I'm excited.
He's gonna be at Denver Comic-Con when I go. So
yeah, he's gonna be at mine in Miami, which I'm not sure if I could go to anymore. But he's gonna be there. He's charging $80 it's $90 for a photo, $80 for an autograph, which is ridiculous.
yeah, I'm not paying that.
That's ridiculous.
But yeah, I also don't know a lot about the characters, honestly. I know basically nothing about Thor aside from what we've seen in the movies. So, Hela sounds kind of cool. I think that'll be cool.
I kind of know a little bit about Hela from the animated series, but besides that, I just know the look.
And then I don't really know anything about the Grandmaster, but it kind of sounds like he could be sort of like the Collector. But that's just me thinking about what Jeff Goldblum could look like. I don't know why. I just see like Jeff Goldblum as the Grandmaster just sitting on a chair with his feet up, like talking. I don't know why I think that.
I can
but,
see that. He's probably got one of the Infinity Stones, like in his collection or whatever.
Mm-hmm. And then Tessa Thompson as Valkyrie. I don't know who Valkyrie is.
I don't either.
Sorry guys, I got a lot of bad stuff going on with my lungs today, it seems like. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for the Thor news. Next, Bryan Singer says he's stepping away from the X-Men franchise, but not forever. And after the release of his most recent installment, X-Men Apocalypse, Singer is looking forward to a break from the film series. He said, quote, "I recently met with Danny Boyle. He and I have known each other for many years, but we've never met. He was prepping Steve Jobs at the time, and I was doing this, and he said, 'Are you going to be doing X-Men movies forever?' And I didn't actually say no. The reality is, even though I'm very desperate to jump to something completely different, I've spent so many years in this universe, and I love the cast and characters so much. I just don't see myself abandoning them forever. Perhaps as a consultant, producer, even a director. I could see myself returning in the future. Just right now, once this one is done, I'd like to do something really different." So let's see. Bryan Singer, 1, 2. He's done what? 4 X-Men films?
He's done
X1, X2,
4.
Days of Future Past, and Apocalypse, right?
I mean, he's produced all of them, but he's directed 4.
Yeah, and I think next week we'll cover we'll do our review of X-Men Apocalypse, just because this week we're gonna do Civil War. But Josh and I both really liked that movie, so I don't think he's made a bad X-Men movie.
I think we're the only people in America that love the movie.
No, I think most people that saw it really like it.
Because I loved it. I loved everything about that movie. I really had it's still what I say about Batman vs Superman. I still have no problems with that movie.
I do.
I mean, there's little problems with X-Men Apocalypse for me. With Batman v Superman, I still have no problems. But X-Men Apocalypse, I think Storm was kind of underused. Psylocke was a little bit, but that's really it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all time issues. I think they'll use them more in the sequels. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. So going back to this, he's stepping away from the X-Men franchise, but not forever. I think what they tell me if I'm wrong, but I think they said the next X-Men movie is going to be set in the 90s, which I don't really understand that, because I feel like the characters don't age, but they're going. I mean, let's see. When was the first X-Men? It was the
70s.
Yeah, so
it was the 60s.
Yeah, so First Class happened in the 60s. And then now we're going to be in the 90s. So in about a span of
4 years.
Of let's say, in the span of about 8 years, the characters have aged 40 years. So that's weird. But anyways, back to this. I think it'll be good for someone else to come in and direct some more X-Men movies. I think what's his name? Who did First Class?
Matthew Vaughn.
Yeah, Matthew Vaughn. I think Matthew Vaughn's great. I mean, Kingsman was.
I think
awesome.
that's the best X-Men movie. I love First Class.
I think I don't know. I think First Class, Days of Future Past, and Apocalypse are all pretty equal to me. I think Days of Future Past is probably my favorite. I mean, Wolverine's in it a lot. I really like that. But yeah,
I mean, I saw Days of Future Past in theaters 3 times, and I saw First Class in theaters twice.
Really?
So, yeah, but I'm only going to see Apocalypse once, just because I don't want to spend money.
Yeah. I liked Apocalypse. I didn't see the post-credit scenes. We'll talk about that in a later date, but that was stupid of me. But, I mean, I don't think this is bad news that Bryan Singer is going to take a step back just because...
Oh, this is great news, I think.
Yeah.
Just because, like, I love Singer's X-Men movies. Like, I think he's done a great job. But I think he's done a great job, but I think
it could use a fresh eyes.
Exactly. They need a fresh, like, Matthew Vaughn made the best X-Men movie, and that's when Bryan Singer stepped away.
Yeah.
Oh, also, Brett Ratner made the worst X-Men movie, and that's when Bryan Singer stepped away.
And I think I saw that Matthew Vaughn was supposed to direct Days of Future Past, but something happened. So
he was supposed to until Singer came in, which was like...
Who would you like to see direct an X-Men movie?
Matthew Vaughn.
Well, no, I mean someone else, someone new.
Yeah, I know.
Favreau?
Favreau would be cool, but I don't think he would.
Yeah.
What's an up-and-coming director? Like, I mean, who's someone up-and-comer?
Ryan Coogler is doing Black Panther, so...
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking Ryan Coogler, but then Black Panther.
I mean, we can see how, well, we'll talk about that later, but Gareth Edwards, but apparently people don't like Rogue One so far, so that's not good. Zack Snyder?
That's not true at all. People love it.
I mean, the report is that the Disney execs don't like what they've seen, so.
I don't know. I don't believe that at all.
I do, but anyways, we'll talk about that on Force Talk. But yeah, so Bryan Singer is stepping away, but not forever, so I think that's good news. I mean, anytime that one director is with a franchise for too much, for too long, it's not good. But the example for what happens when in a bad way is George Lucas with the prequels, but an example of what can happen in a good way is Christopher Nolan for the Dark Knight trilogy. Except the difference is Christopher Nolan stepped away and did a solo project in between each Batman film, where George Lucas spent 10 years of his life dedicated to the franchise and couldn't really take his mind off of it and was always focused on it, so his vision was kind of clouded, as Yoda would say. But that's Star Wars. We're not talking about Star Wars yet. So our next piece of news is Arrow star Willa Holland slams Warner Brothers, confirms studio forced them to kill off Suicide Squad characters. So Arrow's Willa Holland has made it clear in an interview with Mirror Online that she isn't a fan of how Warner Brothers has been treating the popular CW series. She said, quote, "Marvel does it their own way. The match between Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and the movies and stuff," she said. "So it's a little upsetting because it's possible and it can be done and how good it would be if it was done." I think she's referring to making your movie and TV universe in the same. Basically, you're giving the world two different Flashes all of a sudden. That's a valid point, and it's going to be interesting, blah, blah, blah. Back to Arrow, though, and it turns out that the show was indeed forced to getting rid of their take on Suicide Squad due to the movie happening. Why two versions couldn't exist at the same time is hard to say, but the way those characters were dumped is tremendously frustrating. Quote, "We get it. We're not going to fight about it anymore. When DC found out they were going to be going... Sorry. When DC found out they were going to be doing their own movie, we had an axe for all the characters we could have characters before we even got in the show. It was annoying at first, and then when Steven found out there was going to be a Justice League movie, it only seemed right. So it only seemed rightly so he would be playing Green Arrow as well as Grant playing the Flash. The actors continued. It just seems like the right normal answer. This is hard to read. Once they said no, you can't. Okay, that's all I need. But yeah, I think she's acting in a stupid way personally. But
yeah,
I mean, because I'm people love the Flash, but it tone-wise wouldn't fit if Grant Gustin was the Flash in the movies. It wouldn't fit. So
No, it definitely wouldn't. It's like
sorry, go ahead.
it wouldn't fit at all. The tones are so different. Like the movies are more dark, the Flash is more light. So it wouldn't work at all.
There was no way that you could have the Flash be in that kind of Justice League just because Cisco's one-liners would just not work at all.
No, they wouldn't.
But
Batman would be like so pissed at Cisco.
Yeah, but going back to this, why can't these actors get past the fact that they don't have to be connected? Like, I get her criticism that why couldn't there be a Suicide Squad in the show and the movie? That's valid criticism. But when she goes on a tangent saying that Steven should have played the Green Arrow in the Justice League, I actually think that would have fit. He would have fit, but it doesn't.
He would have. I think
it doesn't
so,
work. I want to see Leonardo DiCaprio play a Green Arrow personally, but
I want Ryan Gosling.
That would be good. I can see that, but yeah, what I heard is that they were like really gonna make there be a Suicide Squad because there was already Was there Deadshot in the show or was it just Deathstroke?
Yeah, it was both.
Oh, okay, so both. I haven't watched Arrow. I got bored watching season 1, so I stopped. And I think they were going to have their own version. I don't know if they were going to have their own version of the Joker, but I know they already had. I'm pretty sure they had
They were going to do Harley Quinn.
Yeah, they had a Harley Quinn actress cast or whatever.
Well, they did a like an Easter egg, like where they had the Suicide Squad in the show. They made the team and everything, and they had an Easter egg where you saw Harley Quinn. She was where she was laughing. It was the voice from the animated series. It was voiced by Tara Strong, same person that did Batman the Animated Series voice. And so she did her laugh and everything and said one thing to Deadshot, and then that was it.
Oh, really?
So I was like, oh, Harley Quinn, but they didn't say it was Harley Quinn.
Yeah. So
like, what I think about this is I just think I get the valid criticism of why, like, one thing they did in season 3 that I was so pissed about is because we knew the Suicide Squad movie was happening. I was really mad because there was just like one line. Amanda Waller in the show was just like, "Oh, we just killed off the Suicide Squad. We just blew them up." It's like, what? Why'd you blow them up? It's like we didn't even see it. It was just one line. Like, seriously, you just did that? And then we saw Deadshot die, and then we saw Amanda Waller die, and it was like, okay, because they're making the movie. I get it. But that's my only complaint. It's just like, why do you have to kill off these characters that are already developed if you're making just because of the movie? That's my only complaint. But besides that, Grant Gustin would not fit in the movies. I think Stephen Amell would, but his cast wouldn't fit. Like, his baggage from the show would not fit in the universe. It would just be him.
Do you think Supergirl would fit?
No, not at all. No.
That.
And then also, like, same thing happened a few weeks ago with Chloe Bennett, the main actress on Agents.
Oh yeah, she started talking about.
She
that.
said the same thing, but her comments I agreed with 100% because the Marvel Cinematic Universe is a shared universe, and she was mad that the movies don't acknowledge S.H.I.E.L.D., which I completely agree with because it's a shared universe. This is not a shared universe, so Willa Holland is just complaining to complain, I think.
Yeah, I don't even know who she is in the Arrow. I don't even watch it. She's she's his sister, right?
Yeah, the sister, and then she becomes She becomes the new Red Arrow or Speedy.
Oh, but what was I gonna? Oh, yeah. I mean, I think Chloe Bennett, man, she's hot, but I think her criticism is true because they announced that everything's gonna be part of the same universe. So, I mean, there's been some talk when spoiler for Civil War, why Iron Man didn't go recruit Daredevil instead of Spider-Man, and I think that's a valid concern. What I would rather have Spider-Man, you bet your ass, yeah, but I mean,
but it would make more sense.
It would make more. I mean, that being said, I don't know how Daredevil could have been at that big airport scene. I mean, the guy is blind, so
I mean, also Spider-Man. If
He can swing.
Daredevil should be in the Spider-Man movie, or Spider-Man should be.
I agree. I think, but then again,
It won't happen, but it should.
Yeah, and then again, we face the problem that we talked about with Grant Gustin being in the Justice League. That's also in the case for the opposite, where
I think Daredevil would easily fit in the movies.
Well, I don't. I was just gonna say in Spider-Man. I think it's a little dark. I think Matt Murdock could fit.
No, yeah,
I
I'm
don't know
saying
if Daredevil could fit. You know,
I'm saying
you know what I mean?
Well, I'm saying like the character. I think he'll fit. Like,
but I'm saying like Matt Murdock when he's not Daredevil. Like if he's just a lawyer, I think that would fit better because he's kind of funny. I mean, he can have his quips and stuff. But as Daredevil, he's really like Batman-ish.
I think both would fit. I just don't think the Daredevil like villains will fit. Like that kind of stuff.
I would love to see either Spider-Man pop up in the Defenders. I think that would be awesome. Or, you know, Jessica Jones or Luke Cage or Matt Murdock pop up in one of those shows. And we will actually be talking about one character possibly coming into Spider-Man Homecoming, but he said he won't be, so that sucks. But yeah, so moving on, we got some more DC stuff. So Jesse Eisenberg reveals whether or not he will return as Lex Luthor in Justice League next year. So again, possible spoiler for Justice League, but I mean, ding, 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 ding. We pretty much knew he's coming back. So I just spoiled it.
Yeah.
So during an appearance at the MCM London Comic today, the actor confirmed to those in attendance that he will reprise his Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice role. However, just how significant a part will he play? Eisenberg said, quote, "I'm kind of in the wait. They just started filming Justice League, so I'm kind of like waiting for my crack at it. I don't know what I'm allowed to say because I feel like there's probably some drone following me from DC, aka Josh. And if I say anything wrong, I get, picked off. Well, yeah, I think so. I love it. I love everybody who's in it. It's a really talented group of people. So that's what he went on to say about his role. I mean, he pretty much said, yeah, he's going to be in it. And I think that from the comic book movies we have, what was the Deadpool villain? Francis. Between Francis, Baron Zemo, Apocalypse, and Eisenberg. Don't count Doomsday because he wasn't.
Well, Doomsday is a supporting villain.
Yeah, he's a supporting villain. I think that Lex Luthor has been the best villain of the year. And I had some problems with him. I just think Eisenberg went a little bit too over the top sometimes. But I think his lines, I think he had the best lines in the movie where, my favorite scene, and I'm kind of getting off, but my favorite scene in the movie, Batman v Superman, is when Clark is Superman's on top of the building of LexCorp, and Lex is just waiting for him, sitting down, crisscrossed, and then he goes in that speech how, if God is all powerful, he cannot be all good, and if God is all good, he cannot be all powerful. That's really great. And then he says something about Daddy's fists and an abomination. That was cool. But anyways, I think he was great, except for some things that I just thought he was a little annoying. But I think overall he was the best villain of the year. So I'm happy that he's coming back. That's what I'm trying to say. Josh, are you happy?
Me too. I love Lex. I love Lex. I haven't got the secret about how much I love Lex in Batman v Superman. I thought he was great. I thought he was so funny and such a great villain. He was so crazy, and it was great, I thought. So I'm so glad we're going to see him back. Hopefully some more funny lines that I get to quote on Twitter, because apparently I'm Lex Luthor. So, yeah, I'm really excited for this.
And hopefully he'll be bald, because I thought he looked
oh, yeah, he's got to be
cool
bald.
Yeah.
He's got to be bald. Because he ended the movie bald. He's got to be bald.
Hair does grow back.
I mean, yeah, but I think he's going to be I don't know. I don't think they would do that.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Well, I mean, he is Lex Luthor Jr., so I think that was a cool take, personally, that he wasn't the regular Lex Luthor. But,
and that's why they did it, because it wasn't Lex Luthor. It was Lex Luthor Jr.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. Did you guys like Lex Luthor's portrayal, or did you guys like Jesse Eisenberg's portrayal of Lex Luthor? Let us know down below in the comment section. And then our last piece of news today, Batman director and star Ben Affleck describes Jeff Johns as, quote, an effing genius. So Affleck has nothing but good things to say about Johns and offers some incentive as to why fans should be heading out at midnight tonight, not actually tonight, last week, to purchase a copy of the game-changing book, DC Rebirth. So then Affleck said, quote, "I would read anything by Jeff Johns. He's an effing genius. I love him. I love DC. I'm really excited about where it's going, and I couldn't be more honored and thrilled to be on part of this DC universe." So Jeff Johns is also co-writing, or I guess there was already a script, but co-writing The Batman, as people have titled it unofficially, with Affleck, and he's kind of going to be in more he's going to be in charge of more DC properties. And then he said he's also looking to bring more hope and optimism to the franchise in both the comics, TV shows, and movies. So I think that's cool. But Josh, do you think Jeff Johns is an effing genius?
I think so. I mean, I don't really read that many comic books, so most stuff I learned from the characters was more so from the animated series and stuff like that. And I know Jeff Johns runs, like, I don't know if he runs the animated shows, but I know he runs like the CW shows and the DC shows. So yeah, he's an effing genius. He's great. Or, well, I mean, he messed up with Arrow, but
well, he didn't have a lot of input on that.
No, I know, but he's still there.
Well, I don't think so, but
I don't know. I want to know.
He got promoted.
I want to know his role in Arrow and like that.
Well, I don't think the TVs he has really anything to do. I think it's movies and comics.
Well, yeah. Well, the movies he hasn't done anything.
Well, but he's going to. That's where he got promoted to.
Yeah, that's what
overseer.
will be interesting. That's going to be interesting to see what happens, what changes happen. But yeah, I mean, he's great from what I've seen him do. So yeah. I mean, I can't really speak on it because I more so know the characters from the animated shows and TV shows, but I mean, he's great.
Yeah. I mean, I think he really has a good take on the characters and he knows what makes them what. And something that he said that I really like is that he said he's going to bring hope and optimism to superheroes because he was on the late night show with Seth Meyers and he said something to the likes of, superheroes aren't just things that we read. They give us hope. They're role models, they're pieces of inspiration, and I don't want them to be so dark where we don't have fun with them. I want them to be, that beacon of light that they're supposed to be. And I think that's cool that he's trying to reboot that into stuff. So that's cool. But yeah, I'll be really interested to see what Jeff Johns and Ben Affleck make together. I think their working together is just going to be really cool, and I really hope it works out well, because I think they have a chance to make something awesome with the Batman and any other properties that Jeff Johns is involved in. So that is going to be our last piece of big news that we're going to cover on a individual scale. Next, we're going to talk about some news that doesn't necessarily need a full discussion, but we still want to talk about. So first, Vincent D'Onofrio confirms that Kingpin won't be in Spider-Man Homecoming. Sad face. DC Rebirth issue 1 was released. Captain America apparently works for Hydra. Miles Morales will be the focus of Sony's 2018 animated Spider-Man movie, and Chris Evans teases a possible Captain America cameo in Homecoming. So Josh, let's just roll through each one of these things. What are your thoughts on Vincent D'Onofrio confirming Kingpin won't be in Spider-Man Homecoming?
I wish he would be. I mean, I wish he would be. I'm not surprised he's not, but I wish he would be.
Yeah, Josh and I sorry.
I love the Spider-Man 90 series, and in the Spider-Man 90 series, that's the thing that I think got me into superheroes. And so watching that show, Kingpin was a huge part of that show. And so I've been wanting to see Kingpin done right for years. And I've always wanted to see Kingpin form the Sinister Six and take down Spider-Man. I've always wanted to see that. And still that hasn't happened, but one day I think it will. I think before, in 50 years. Hopefully it happens.
50 years.
Hopefully. By then, hopefully it happens.
50 years, we should have 83 takes of Kingpin, it seems like.
I mean, Kingpin's in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so it could happen.
Where is he? I mean, they're kind of growing apart more and more, but still they are. But, yeah, I really want him to be in Spider-Man. He's probably up there with Green Goblin, my favorite Spider-Man villain, even though he's not only Spider-Man's villain, he's Daredevil's villain too. I think he's great. I think he's great in Ultimate Spider-Man, the comic series from 2000. He's great in that. He's really good. I love Spider-Man and his dynamic back and forth. So, really sad he won't be in it. I guess it just wouldn't have fit tone-wise, maybe. I don't know what they're trying to do. But I actually put out an application to be an extra in Homecoming, so I really hope I get a call back, but I definitely won't, because I just doubt it.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, but yeah, I probably won't, because it's too good of a deal to be true. But anyways, so next, Josh, DC Rebirth issue 1 has been released. Josh hasn't read it, but I have. It's pretty good. I was kind of confused what was going on, because it's not a reboot. It's like the I don't even know how to say it. Jeff Johns said it a lot better than I can say it, but like they're putting together like every story that has been in DC and kind of putting them together and not retelling them, but incorporating everything into one story kind of. So like, I don't want to spoil anything for anyone, but like you get a major reveal at the end of someone who's been involved for basically everything that's happened since the New 52 has happened. That's never been in a DC comic before.
That's what I want to see. I know exactly what the spoiler is. And that's the reason I want to read.
I mean, you don't see that certain character. You just a certain character finds something that's a symbol for him or her. But yeah,
okay.
It was cool. There's a lot of Wally West and Barry Allen are the two main focuses probably. There's a really cool scene with them, but it was a good issue. I was just kind of lost because it's not a reboot, but it's not like a continuation sort of. So it's Jeff Johns describes it a lot better than I do, but yeah. And then Josh, this kind of blew up the internet, which I think is stupid, but Captain America, the Hydra thing. What do you think about that?
I think it's stupid. I just don't really care.
You think it's stupid that they did it, or you think the fans have been stupid?
I think it's stupid how everyone is like blowing up the internet over it, and I do think it's stupid that they did it also. Because the thing with Captain America is he's a symbol of hope in a time where people needed it, and just making him into a Nazi, the thing that was supposed to be the reason, basically the reason why he was created, is just dumb.
Yeah, but my point of view is that this is only issue 1. He's not really a Nazi. It's part of some story arc. You know?
I mean, that's what I'm not sure about. Like, that's why.
I mean, they're not stupid. They're not going to make Captain America Agent Hydra or whatever people are calling it. It's just,
I mean, it's never going to happen in the movie, so I really don't care. And worst comes to worst, the series gets canceled, so I don't really care.
Yeah, I just think it's stupid how people have been reacting to it. Like, it's the end of the world. It's a comic book. I think it's actually cool. I mean, it definitely helped sell copies or torrent copies.
Oh, yeah.
But I think it's definitely not what people are making it out to be. It's definitely just a certain plot point in a bigger scale that we haven't seen yet, and you could read the whole thing and go back and be like, wow, people were stupid. They should have just waited to see what actually happened. And that's the way that I think about it.
Yeah.
All right, and then Miles Morales being the focus of this animated Spider-Man movie. Do you like that? Do you dislike that, or what?
I like it because they're doing that animated Spider-Man movie, so why would you have Peter Parker in it? Like, that's the only thing. Like, why would you have Peter Parker in it if you have your own Peter Parker in live action? So I actually really like that, it's Miles Morales.
I wish they would mix. I wish they would have them both.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, that could be cool, but I mean, who knows? They could. It's Spider-Man Homecoming. We never know. Or in whatever
it's the animated movie.
Oh, you think in the anime movie you want Peter Parker in it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm fine with Miles Morales. We've never, like, a lot of fans don't know him, and it has the Spider-Man name on it, so people will see it.
But people will be very confused. I just think Peter Parker is going to be in it, too.
Maybe like at the beginning he's talking to Miles Morales at the cafeteria or something. I don't know.
Well, Miles Morales is significantly younger than Peter Parker.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
From the Because I've read some of the Ultimate comics, or Ultimate, it's either Ultimate Comics Spider-Man or Ultimate Spider-Man, or Miles Morales' Spider-Man. And from what I read it a few years ago, like Peter Parker dies and Miles Morales takes on the role in respect for him, but then he comes back, and I don't know. But there's a lot of different stories. I'm just stupid and can't remember it, but
maybe he tutors him.
yeah.
Maybe
he's like, Peter Parker's like 35 in the comic.
Or maybe he's Peter Parker.
Maybe he's his son.
Maybe Miles Morales is Peter Parker's adopted child. I don't know.
Maybe not. But and then our last thing we're going to talk about is that Chris Evans teased that he'll have a possible cameo as Captain America in Spider-Man: Homecoming. I think we're both on board with this, just because more Cap, the better. So.
Yeah, this could be cool.
I mean, it will be definitely interesting if, like, there's a scene where, you know, Iron Man or Tony Stark is with Peter, and like Cap comes to talk to him, and then he and Tony like have like a exchange of they like see each other, but then they don't say anything. I don't know. I mean, you could see how how the two react after Civil War. So, but I don't think that'll happen. But, I mean, yeah. I want as many cameos in Spider-Man: Homecoming as we can, just so that we can take advantage of Spider-Man being in the MCU. Because then it'll feel real. It already does, but even more.
Yeah.
So that's all the news we're going to cover. It's about 3 weeks worth. So now we're going to talk about, we're going to do our reviews of the TV shows that have come out. And we're going to talk about them in full spoilers. So if you haven't seen them, go watch them. We're going to talk about The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Gotham, and Preacher. I think that's it. But
yeah.
And
I mean, there's Arrow, but who cares?
Yeah. Do you watch Arrow?
Yeah, but the finale sucked. The season sucked.
We can talk about that too if you want. But
I have a review on my channel. I really don't care to talk about Arrow more than I need to. So that's why we don't talk about it.
Yeah.
I just don't like. I'd rather not talk about Arrow.
Yeah. So now we're going to talk about the Flash season finale. So this is going to be full spoilers because I have a lot to say about this. And basically what we have in this is that Zoom and Barry have to have a race. And if Barry wins, then Zoom will let go of Joe. But if Zoom wins, then he gets to kill Barry, I think. And I don't know what happens, but it doesn't happen. Barry wins. He makes a time realm or whatever. And Zoom becomes Black Flash, but then mother effing Barry Allen, I guess he doesn't learn anything in 2 seasons, that he can't go back and save his mom. The dumbass goes back and saves his mom. So everything that we've watched in the past 2 seasons didn't frickin' happen.
Yeah.
It's like soap opera.
Yeah, but it'll be erased in 2 episodes. It'll be back to the way it was.
That doesn't make sense logically. You know?
Yeah, I mean it doesn't, but it's TV.
That's not an excuse. You can't have that as an excuse.
No, I'm just saying it's not an excuse for the show. They cannot make up for that. They just did a stupid twist, but that's how the CW is they'll leave a giant cliffhanger and then 3 episodes later it's resolved.
Yeah, I just wanted more from Kevin Smith. Like, I thought the acting...
that Kevin Smith episode, I'm sorry, that Kevin Smith episode was awful.
No, was awful?
I hated that episode.
Wait, no, Kevin Smith also directed the finale.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't like that episode then.
Because I thought the acting wasn't very good.
I didn't think the finale was that good, but I know he directed that one episode in the
Speed
3
Force.
episodes ago. That episode was awful.
I like that episode. That was the Speed Force one, right?
Yeah, it was the one where he was trapped in the Speed Force.
I thought that was cool.
Oh my god, me and my dad were just watching it, like, so bored and so annoyed.
Yeah. But, yeah, I just had a problem with the ending. Like, I don't know if I was just in a bad mood or whatever, but I felt like I was the only one that was just like, that was a stupid thing. That was stupid. Because I understand that they might be alluding to the Flashpoint Paradox story arc, but you don't have the characters for that. Because
you're not the only one that's complaining about that. Like lot of
people were calling me like idiots on Twitter. Like people were just bashing me. Yeah, That's
my
why.
dad-
Then I
my dad-
deactivated. I couldn't take it anymore.
I didn't really care, but I didn't really care about it. But I know my dad was pissed about it. I know one of my friends almost stopped watching Flash because he was like, I've watched 44 episodes or 46 episodes, and Barry can't learn one thing.
Yeah. One thing I did like that was the worst kept secret in the world was Jay Garrick. We get the reveal that the Man in the Mask. I was wrong. I thought it was Wally. I think they kind of made his skin look darker in the box than it really was. But we get John Wesley Shipp as Jay Garrick, which was pretty cool. I actually really liked his suit. I don't know what you thought of his suit, Josh, but I thought it was cool.
Loved it.
You
Really,
what?
yeah, I loved it. It looked like the Young Justice version of Jay Garrick.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
I love that. I love that version of Jay Garrick. So
I thought it was a cool suit. I just think it was the worst kept secret in the world. Like everyone knew that was going to happen. Like it was spoiled. It was spoiled for me on Twitter. I accidentally saw it. That pissed me off. But
yeah, it's on top.
What
It's on top of the
spoiled
list
by everyone.
It's on top. It's on top of the list of worst kept secrets, with Patrick Stewart being in Wolverine 3, with Mark Ruffalo being in Thor 3.
I didn't know Patrick Stewart was going to be in Wolverine 3.
Really?
No.
Well, that's what happens when you deactivate for a week.
Okay, it was 4 days, but
Whatever.
damn you. Just kidding. I don't care. I don't even know what the storyline is, but don't tell me.
I don't either. So
Old Man Logan, maybe.
No, he's in it.
But
That's what I'm thinking.
They don't have the Hulk though, so.
I mean, I've never read Old Man Logan.
Me neither. I'm just saying what people say.
I mean, they did Civil War.
Yeah, that they did. But yeah, it was just like it was unnecessary. It's an unnecessary ending. I don't know, man. I just thought this season was a disappointment. I thought it was good,
Me too.
but season 1 was like some of the best TV I've seen in a long time.
I didn't even give the show a fresh rating, the season a fresh rating. I thought it was okay at best. Like, I think it had too many on and off episodes of being good and bad. Like, there was, like, I think 2 episodes maybe this season where I was like, oh, those were really good. And then the rest were, oh, that was okay. And then most of them were, oh, it was okay. And then some were just horrible and some were good.
Yeah.
But
I've gotten hate for this too. I think that once they revealed that Zoom was Hunter Zolomon, I didn't care for Zoom anymore. I didn't think it was scary. Like, I thought Zoom was one of the best TV villains we've ever seen.
I thought Zoom was amazing.
Until he took his mask off. Then I was like...
Thank you.
Yeah, what?
Thank you. That's the same thing I thought. Like, I thought...
Really?
I thought... Yeah,
No one's agreed with me. Everyone called me.
Well,
out.
I thought Zoom was awful. Like, throughout the whole...
Yeah.
I thought Zoom was great. Like, I love Zoom. But then when he took his mask off, it was Jay Garrick. It was like, oh, this guy's, like, just a little bitch now. It was like... Oh.
when he was talking, he was like, Flash. Like, that was really cool. But then he took his mask off, and
It could have been a better reveal.
They were 2 different characters. It's like the Anakin Vader thing. Like, once you find out Vader under that was that little whiny bitch, it doesn't... Someone's taken away, but I don't really think that about it.
I still liked hating Christian.
Yeah, I do too. I don't think... I mean, there's obviously some truth to that. There's a bit of truth in every legend.
I thought just the actor that played Teddy Sears, or the actor...
I like him. I like the actor.
I thought he was just awful.
I thought he was better... Sorry.
I think he brought this whole show down. I thought he was one of the worst casting decisions.
And from the ashes of their show, we'll build a better one.
Exactly. I'm so glad he's gone. I'm so glad we don't have to ever see him again. Hopefully, we don't ever have to see him again. I thought he was awful, and I can't wait to.
I thought he was good. I thought he was good as Jay Garrick. I just think he wasn't good as Zoom.
You heard me complain about him as Jay Garrick.
Yeah,
I thought the last episode he was great as Zoom. Like that whole, I think he had moments where he was good, like at Zoom as being crazy. But besides that, like that laugh, he gave like one laugh where I was like, oh, best performance from him, or only good performance from him, and that was it.
When he killed Barry's dad, it was good reasoning. Like, I thought that was really smart. Like, he's taking away from the Flash what his parents took away from him to show the Flash that he's really not that much different than him. And that's what the Reverse Flash did. He tried to show him, like, you and I are not different. But Reverse Flash is definitely a better villain. But I did not think I would be saying that halfway through the season. It was just, I don't know.
We need Reverse Flashback. Like, this show, so far, this show's a one-hit wonder to me. Like, one season wonder. Like, the first season's great. The rest, like, I could care less about Flash right now. Like, I don't care about the show right now.
Yeah.
I think they messed up in the second season, and I want CW to just learn from their mistake and
I want
make
Wally
shows,
West.
10 episodes.
I want Wally West to be Wally West soon, like the Flash version of Wally.
Wally West was awful this season.
I thought
too.
he sucked at first. I thought he got a lot better.
I think he was just awful. Like, he was so whiny and
John Campea.
yeah, I know, seriously.
But one thing I don't like, I liked the Reverse Flash when Tom Cavanaugh played it. I don't care for this other guy. You know?
Oh yeah, the blonde guy.
Yeah, I don't think he's. I don't fear him.
I think he's fine. Like, I think Tom Cavanaugh is definitely better.
Tom Cavanaugh was way better.
He's fine.
I just think season one was great, but yeah.
Now he's a series regular next season, so I don't know how they're going to explain that, but he's back.
Yeah, now he's on Earth 2, so that makes sense. But yeah, so that's our review, our very negative review of the season finale of The Flash. So now we're
make
gonna
a better show, CW, and it won't be negative.
Yeah. So now we're gonna. I guess I won't because I stopped watching it. But Josh is gonna talk about Legends of Tomorrow, Gotham, and Preacher. So Josh, go ahead.
All right, these three will be pretty quick. I'll make these quick because you don't watch them. It's not like a discussion. Gotham season 2 is great. I think season 1 sucked, but season 2 was great. I think it's the best superhero show on TV right now, besides the Netflix series. Yeah, I think it's the best superhero show on TV because I think the season was just so good. Season 2 was just great characters, great writing. I think so many people don't watch the show and they'll just take a screenshot and be like, oh, that's stupid. Like, did you see the screenshot going around of the Court of Owls just going around Twitter of like, oh, everyone just complaining about how stupid it looked? And it's like, watch the show and you'll like it because it's really good. It's not bad in the show. I feel like I'm like a Gotham defender or something. Like, I like a prequel. I feel like a prequel defender right now, which I am. But it's a good show. And then what was the other one? Legend of Tomorrow. I thought so Gotham I loved this season, but Legend of Tomorrow season 1, like this show, I understand why you stopped watching because I didn't really like I thought the show got really boring after like episode 5 or whatever.
Yeah,
I
that's
still
when I
think
stopped
it's really
watching.
boring. I think it's still really boring. I really didn't like it. I wish all of those characters would go back to their original shows, but I think they left on a cliffhanger with the Justice Society, so that's going to be interesting. So that's cool. And then Preacher. I don't know how you didn't like Preacher. I love Preacher. Like, that first episode's great. The only thing that I don't like is AMC makes shows that are very dark, and like the tone of the show is just very dark, where it's like it feels like so depressing when you're watching. So that's one thing just about AMC. Like, I love Breaking Bad. Better Call Saul is pretty good, but it's just that's the only thing. So I loved Preacher. I just don't love the dark, grimy tone of it. But besides that, whatever, it was good. It was really good. So yeah.
Yeah, I watched like first 45 minutes of Preacher and I got bored, and I went to bed. So I'll probably watch it more of it, but I don't know. I just didn't like it very much.
Maybe watch it when the season's over.
Yeah, because it's only 10 episodes, so.
Yeah, like I love the first episode, but maybe I don't know. Maybe it's just actually almost everyone loves it. It's just you that didn't like it, I think.
The roles have been reversed.
Yeah, I know. Seriously, it's usually me hating on everything.
Yeah. So,
I'm usually one that's not part of the crowd.
I don't know. I just never really loved any AMC shows. I like Breaking Bad, but that was pretty much it.
Well, Walking Dead sucks right now.
I never liked Walking Dead very much.
Walking Dead's awful right now. Like, season after season 3, it just started going to shit, and it is shit right now.
Sounds like the Arrow.
Yeah, it's exactly the same thing, except Arrow Arrow sucked after season 2. Walking Dead sucked after season 3.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now we're gonna do our review of Captain America: Civil War. So I know this movie came out about 3 weeks ago, and we haven't done a video in a little bit, so that's on us. But Josh, what are your thoughts on Captain America: Civil War?
Best Marvel movie. I think it's the best. I think it's the best MCU movie. I don't know if it's the best Marvel movie, but I think it's definitely the best MCU movie. Love the characters. Like, one thing I always say is I never liked Iron Man in any of the movies. That's why I need to rewatch them. But I loved Iron Man in this movie, and I was Team Iron Man the whole time.
No.
I went in Team Captain America. 10 minutes into the movie, I'm like, screw Captain America. I'm Team Iron Man. So the whole time I was Team Iron Man and cheering for him. It felt like a good wrestling match. Like the movie felt like a wrestling match, and I love that because I love wrestling. So watching the movie, I was like Team Iron Man the whole time, and I was like, come on, get the like. I just wanted him to win, and that was fun, like watching the movie like that. But the story was great, the characters were great. I thought the airport scene is just amazing. It was really good. And one thing, like, talking about the airport scene is it didn't make anyone look bad. Like, because you know how, like, there could be, like, a scene, like, in a movie or like, kind of, like, bringing it back to wrestling for a second is, like, making a character, like, it's, like, making them just, like look awful, like where some guy is just beating the shit out of him and they never get one good move in. Like a Hawkeye, let's just say a Hawkeye was just getting beating the shit out of him the whole time and he didn't get to shoot one arrow. He looks awful, but everyone looked strong. Everyone looked like great characters and everyone looked really like they actually meant something to the Avengers team. And Spider-Man was fantastic. Black Panther was fantastic. I thought Zemo was great. I loved Civil War.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I loved it too. I thought it was definitely the best. I wouldn't say definitely, but in my opinion, it was the best Marvel movie to date. I thought everything was great about it. It was my only negative is that I wish someone died. I wish there were bigger stakes and not bigger stakes. I wish there was more of an impact, and I wanted Rhodey to die. I think that would have changed. I would think that would have changed Iron Man's character in a way that would have been good for everything. But I mean, it was great. It freaking hilarious movie. It was so funny. Everything was.
Oh yeah, it was great. Ant-Man was great too. Forgot to say that.
Your shield, Captain America. That's great.
Oh yeah.
And then thanks for thinking of me. That was a great line.
Yeah, that one part. You're Captain America. Oh my God! Like, and then he's like, I know you. I love you.
You're great too.
Or, you're great too.
Yeah.
You're great too.
But I mean, yeah, I'm just gonna echo what everyone else in the world has said. That airport scene was awesome. Like, Spider-Man was so good, so good, so good. Have you guys seen that old movie? The old movie Empire Strikes Back with the big walkie thingies? How old is this kid?
Yeah, that was so good. I loved Falcon and Bucky. Their chemistry is so good together. Like, them three need to be in, like, them two and Captain America road trip movie. Like, make one of those MCU one shot shorts or
Agents
whatever.
of Volkswagen.
Exactly. Like, that would be awesome. They were so good. They were so good together. Like, such funny moments. Like, I like that one moment where they're just like, where Bugs like, you could have done that earlier. I hate you.
That was good. Yeah.
Or just can you push your seat up? No.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh my God, that was so funny. The movie's great. I loved it.
Yeah. Like, I think my favorite part was definitely Peter. Peter and Spider-Man. It was just so good. But
that was really good. Like the introduction to Spider-Man was great. Love seeing that.
One of my favorite parts was just how Tony was telling Aunt May how he really thought her day loaf was good. First thing he does when he gets into Peter's room is spit it out.
Yeah.
That was great.
That was fun.
And then
how many times did you see the movie?
Legally?
Yeah.
3.
Well, no. I just doesn't matter.
Legally 3 times. But I've probably seen it 6 times total. I could watch it right now.
I don't watch movies. I don't watch movies illegally on that I've seen in
Me
theaters.
neither. Wink, wink.
Like, I only see I'm not gonna watch like Civil War. I'll wait. Like, if I saw it twice, I'll wait till Blu-ray. I can wait till Blu-ray.
Yeah. But yeah. So Civil War was awesome. Everything about it was great. Josh, I'm currently watching it right now.
I won't be. Not now.
Hold up.
This way.
All right, I shouldn't be doing that anyways. But yeah, so Civil War is great. I give it a 9.5. What did you give it?
I give it a 10.
Give it a 10. I just don't. I think a movie has to be like amazing to get a 10. For me personally, like Jungle Book almost got a 10 for me, almost.
Jungle Book got like a. If I'm going 10, Jungle Book's like a 7.
What?
Or no, not 7, an 8. An 8.
I
thought Jungle Book was really good. I really enjoyed Jungle
was
Book,
great.
but I don't think it was anything amazing. Like
Oh, I do.
I think it was great. Like I didn't think it was great, but I thought it was really good.
Mhm. Yeah, but yes, so Civil War gets a 9.5 for me. Everything was so good about it. There wasn't one thing that like you walk away like, man, that did not that felt wrong. Everything felt right. I thought everything with Bucky was great. Zemo, he wasn't bad, but he wasn't great. I mean, there was a lot of his stuff was just like some of the planning was too coincidental, in my opinion. Like he could have just shown the world. Huh?
I love Zemo. I thought Zemo like you were you on Twitter like right after I saw the movie because I saw it early. So were you on Twitter when I saw it? Because like right when I saw it, I just went on Twitter talking about how much I love that movie, and I thought Zemo was great. Like I remember one thing going out of the movie, I was like, I love Zemo. Like I was expecting to hate Zemo, and I thought he was great. Like I thought he was really good. I thought his motivation for why he was doing it was such a great motivation. Like him saying that it was because his family died during a battle was just such a good motivation. I was so happy, and then when he tried to kill himself, it was such a good feeling.
I also liked how when the Hobbit's character was telling him how he lost or like how he failed. He was like, but did I? And you know he succeeded at the end. But
I mean, yeah, he did.
I thought the ending is a little too. I just wanted it to be sadder. I guess like I kind of wish Captain didn't send him that phone, but the Tony Stank moment was worth it. Package from Mr. Tony Stank. That was great.
Like you don't know who Tony Stark is?
Yeah, even you're at his house. You don't see the $4 billion worth of cars outside. Table for two from Mr. Stank. That was good.
That's funny.
Vision. I thought Vision was really good too.
Yeah, Vision was good.
My only negative about the airport scene was I felt like every time Team Cap was like when they were doing like Bucky versus Black Panther, I felt like everyone on Team Cap got their ass beaten almost, but then Scarlet Witch came in and saved them for like every character.
Oh really?
Yeah, so that was my only negative with that part, but yeah.
I thought Scarlet Witch was really good in this.
I thought she was great too. I just thought that one. My only problem with that is it felt like she just came in and saved them all. So, but that's.
I mean, for me, it didn't. When I was going to see the movie, it didn't hit me that I was seeing Captain America: Civil War till I was in line to see Captain America: Civil War. Like, no, it hit me the day of, like, or no, it was the day it was the. I don't remember. It was either the day of or the day before. I had like a school field trip. I remember I was talking to one of my friends because we were like miserable at this field trip, and we were just talking. I was like, "Holy shit! I'm seeing an Avenger movie tonight." And yeah, it was like that night. I was like, I'm seeing another Avenger movie tonight. Like, I'm like, oh my god! Like, it felt like that's when it hit me, and I was like, I can't wait for this. But the trailers never really impressed me, so I was very, very happy after I saw the movie.
Yeah. I mean, it was awesome. But
is it still your favorite movie of the year? Is it your favorite movie of the year?
Yeah. I made a list of my. Give me about 1 second, Josh. I made a list of how I would rank this year's movies. But by the way, Deadline just came out with a report that said there has been no test screening of Rogue One, and that the reshoots are just made like there's nothing bad about them. So
yeah, 'cause every movie is is scheduled for reshoots.
Yeah,
every movie does. Kevin Feige always says this. Kevin Feige says,
They
Marvel
schedule. Yeah.
They schedule reshoots. It's just a mandatory thing that not a mandatory thing, but it's just something almost every movie does. So
Yeah. So I've seen 10 movies this year. My list is one sec. My list is Civil War, Jungle Book, Deadpool. There's this horror film on Netflix called Hush that was amazing. I recommend everyone go see it. So Hush is 4, 5 is X-Men Apocalypse, 6 is Batman v Superman, 7 is 10 Cloverfield Lane, 8 is Zootopia, 9 is Neighbors 2, and 10 is The Revenant, because I saw that this year. I know it came out last year technically, but all the movies I genuinely really enjoyed except for The Revenant. I think that was poop. But I saw Neighbors 2. It was funny. I mean, it wasn't great. I realized I saw 2 movies with what's her name? Rose Byrne last week, because that's on Neighbors 2 and X-Men Apocalypse. But yeah, that was my list. Huh?
I hated Revenant.
Yeah,
Revenant.
Josh and I did not like The Revenant. But Josh, do you like horror films at all?
I'm fine with horror films if they're smart. Like I love Scream.
You need to watch that movie Hush, dude. It was really good.
Like I will say, Scream is my favorite horror movie. I think Scream is amazing.
Yeah.
I think perfect movie.
What's cool about that movie, the movie Hush on Netflix, is that there's a girl that's living in a cabin and is alone. And it's kind of, they like recognize it's a cliche, but she's deaf. So like it adds that aspect that she can't hear. So she has to like think even more. I thought it was really smart. I thought it was a really smart movie.
Yeah, I gotta watch it.
I had no idea what it was, but I was shocked. I was very.
Yeah, I hear people talking about it.
Yeah,
it's smart. It was smart for it to go on Netflix because people will talk about it. Like people that wouldn't ordinarily go see it in theaters are now talking about it because they're like, "Oh, I got to see it on Netflix."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is going to be our show today. Kind of discombobulated because a lot of stuff going on between finals, graduation. I know Josh got some stuff going on. So that is our show. Let us know what you thought about it. Leave comments down below. Oh, sorry. Wait. That is not our show. On Twitter, hold on, give me 1 second. On Twitter, Mr. Shark asked us a question. So, and he wanted us to answer it. Sorry, almost forgot that. So he asked us one. So follow him on Twitter at Mr. MASTAH Shark. 1, what superpowers would you want to have, but your enemy has the same powers? And then 2, would you be a villain, vigilante, or hero? So Josh, I kind of just given you this without any time to prep. I haven't prepped either, so I guess I'll go first. So what superpowers would you want to have, but your enemy has the same powers? Damn, that's hard.
Question.
Yeah, that's a really good question.
I think I got one.
Okay, go ahead.
I think I would want to have. I would want to have if my enemy has the same powers. I've just always wanted to have fire powers, so I'm gonna still say fire because that's what I've always wanted to have. I know my enemy would have the same thing, but I've always wanted to have that. And would I be a hero or a villain? I want to say hero, but in reality, I would be a villain. So.
Yeah. Okay, so I would have the ability to read minds because I think that could be more beneficial to me than it would be to my enemy. But I guess I don't know. I would also have the force, but I don't know if that's considered a superpower. But villain, vigilante, or hero, definitely hero. I'm Captain America, man. So yeah.
I mean, I would want to be a hero, but it's just I'm the guy that turns into I'm the guy that starts out as a hero that turns into the apocalypse or someone that gets conceived by the dark side. That's me.
You sound great. You should when you go to a bar and talk to girls, you should definitely lead off with that.
That's what I would be.
Hey girl, so do you like a little darkness in you? So that wasn't funny.
You like the dark side?
Yeah, so that'll be it. Thanks for the question.
Wasn't fun.
What?
No.
Okay, so that's it. Signing off. See ya.